The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com.
A chemical spill contaminating the water supply in 9 West Virginia counties.
This year alone, over 300,000 people in West Virginia had their drinking water contaminated.
What are the health effects of having these drugs in our drinking water?
It's forced medical treatment without the consent of residents.
My friends, water filtration is one of the most basic actions you can take to protect you and your family from the harmful toxins and heavy metals in your tap water.
On average, the county says it sprays with the glyphosate at least once a week.
Few filters cut out the glyphosates that is found in water supplies worldwide. Remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium hexafluorosilicate.
Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste.
It is our responsibility to protect our families. The establishment's not going to do it. It's time to take action. It's time to filter our water. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and use promo code WATER to get 10% off their entire family of incredible products. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
We'll be fighting in the streets with our children and our...
Porter Stansbury is our guest. He's about to drop more bombshells on us, then we'll go to your phone calls. Briefly, don't forget, this hour is brought to you by the great folks at MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex. If you don't have high-quality storable foods in this day and age, you're crazy. They've got the best prices, non-GMO, great customer service. MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex or 866-229-0927. And they're the great folks that make so much of this broadcast possible. MyPatriotSupply.com. You can also buy their great storable foods and products at InfoWarsStore.com. And lastly, don't forget we've launched our own supplement line where I went out and did the research and found the most powerful tinctures that we could bring you of colloidal silver, of Super Male Vitality, of Nascent Iodine. That's why you've heard the rave reviews. The Super Male Vitality is now our #1 bestseller, even outpacing the special proprietary Nascent Iodine that blows people's socks off. This stuff is pure organic, concentrated herbs and extracts of fruit that even with my insane schedule, it's unbelievable. I mean, just listen. You want to fund the broadcast, go buy a bottle of it. See it as a donation to liberty and freedom and free market, and then you're going to be reordering it. It is unbelievable. You've heard the reviews. Try it. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. And it's hugely discounted introductory rate right now. And thank you all for your support. Also, spread the word about our local AM and FM affiliates. You can literally tell everybody at work to tune into these affiliates across the country. Or stop at red lights. I'll be driving into work to do the show. And I'll say, tune into 590 AM. Tune into 90.1. Tune into, I mean, every person is precious to wake up. People are ready to hear the message of liberty. In fact, Porter has some positive news and some other amazing economic tidbits, but I'm telling you, I put on events, and I've put them on at nice hotels, but not paid the speakers and everything, and had 2,000 people speak at them and had to charge $100. That's how much this stuff costs to fly people in and pay for a place that holds 2,000 people at a Sheraton or wherever, like we've done. We have events at Dallas with a theater, that holds 800, and I got to charge, $20 to be able to pay the bill. Just me speaking. Porter put $1 million on at their sold-out event in Miami, and they're doing this to really bring the top people together, to pay the speakers like T. Boone Pickens, who's a multi-billionaire, self-made, and all the other folks that are going to give you, their real inside scoop at this event, the Stansbury situation. Porter didn't even break even on his last event. That's why the ticket's discounted 25%. They've expanded it when it's sold out at AlexJonesDallas.com are still $400, and I'm not being paid. It's not bad for me to be paid. I'm not being paid to go to this. I'm one of the only speakers that isn't paid. I want to go because I want to be there. And it's the kind of event I like to be at. You want to be at a truly elite event, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. There won't be any riffraff there when it's $400. Okay, this is the real deal. So I'll see you there May 31st, and you support somebody who's really been out there aggressively promoting liberty like Porter Stansbury. Porter, talk more about the event, and I want to pick your brain some more.
Well, a couple of great things are going to go on at the event. One thing I can assure you is that if you have an interest in investing in the oil and gas renaissance that's going on in the United States, you're going to get more great information and absolutely the latest information at this event, because not many people know more about shale oil and gas and ultra deep offshore oil and gas than Boone Pickens and Cactus Schroeder, and also our resource analyst Matt Badiali will be there. And the thing that I would like you to that I wanted to sort of tease your audience about is there are multi-billion-dollar investments going on right now in these ultra-deep wells in the Gulf. And if you remember the Macondo well that spun out of control, a lot of people see that only as a disaster, and it certainly was. But it was also an uncontrolled well that was spewing 60,000 barrels of oil a day. And that's one of the largest uncontrolled wells in the history of the oil and gas industry in America. To give you a comparison, the famous well Spindletop was only uncontrolled at 100,000 barrels a day. So this was a massive well. This was a breakthrough gusher, and the ability of the industry to find new giant wells like this and those ultra deep locations is really growing, thanks to things like 4D seismic, and of course just the unbelievable things we can do now with horizontal drilling. So we can go 10,000 feet down underwater, and then another 5 miles underground from there to find these unbelievable wells. And there's a couple of really neat securities that I want to share with people that cover broad areas of this deep water spectrum. A couple of really interesting royalty trusts, so you don't have any of the capital risk of funding these build-outs. But if they find oil, you can have a very large income stream. So a royalty trust review, and then sort of a picks and shovels analysis of where all the money on the development is going to get spent. Again, taking away some of the risk for the investors, but giving them ways to participate in the huge investments that are being made.
Let me ask you this. Why did you invite me to speak? And you said I could speak about whatever I want. I want to talk about the future of media, the singularities that we're headed towards, and the fact that this will be the most volatile time in history we've ever seen. Will only get more volatile. I want to talk about the fact that the only prosperous society and safe society is a moral society. And that's why I believe all the important people that are going to be there better get aggressive politically or lose everything. And not just aggressive politically in the classical sense, funding libertarian causes. We better get super militant like the criminal socialist, or it's over. And they keep, I mean, does that sound like a good topic, Porter?
Well, Alex, I think that I invited you to shake up my audience. You know, the 500 or so people that have registered through my business to be there are all almost exclusively high net worth investors that are coming to get information on making more money. And I think that they need to hear a message from you that the whole system that undergirds their ability to continue to build wealth is being threatened. And I hope that you can help them discover new ways of getting involved. You know, simple.
See, that's crazy. You're so smart, you didn't even need to tell me what to come to speak about. You knew what I would do. See, I wish I was smart like that, Porter. I'm not kissing your butt. You always amaze me how you just always get the combination of what something really is without being told.
Well, Alex, you're probably the leading guy in the world to give that speech, so I was very, very happy when we invited you and you graciously agreed to join.
I wonder what T. Boone Pickens is going to think hearing it.
You know, you're going to be really surprised. I've had a couple of nice conversations with T. Boone, and he is definitely far more libertarian than he realizes. You know, I think he sees himself as a Republican, like a lot of people do. But he really is very leery of further growth in government. And he said some things that I think you're going to find shocking about the real purpose of the Iraq War, something that he really knew as a mover and shaker in Republican circles.
Wow. All right. Well, it's going to be hoity-toity. It's a very important information. Now, are you going to dole out any of these speeches on your radio show or on the Porter Stansberry website, stansberryresearch.com, or what's going to happen with that?
Well, we do have we have sponsors. We have subscribers of mine who have paid $1,000 to be able to get access to these presentations online. And so some of the speeches will be simulcast on the website. But otherwise, this is really only for the privileged use of this audience.
Well, that's what the free market's all about. I tell you, I'm honored to be at this event, and I hope folks will come to it and support liberty, because if people don't start voting with their dollars like they need to survive, we're going to lose everything, because this is really a death battle. We can now clearly see, Porter, the system is trying to take down everything with one fell swoop right now. So much evil is happening that I can't even keep my eye on it all. This is a bombshell you dropped on us about get ready for regulators to peer into your portfolio. It's the arrogance of it. Are they doing that because they know there's awakening happening, or why are they moving so fast? And you said you also have some positive news.
Yeah, you know, Alex, the motivation of regulators is very simple. They want more power. And if you follow what they do and how they do it, it's all about aggregating more power in our society. I think it's very simple. And, you know, you detailed the intricacies and the webs of how they go about doing it, but it's all for power. It's just that simple. And the good news, I think, that's going on in our economy really does focus on oil and gas. And I don't mean to beat a dead horse. But no, this
is the new renaissance. It's just like the discovery of oil caused our second industrial revolution. If we're able to get this super huge amounts of oil, it's going to really help us.
I really think even now people don't understand how transformative this has been, not just in the United States, but globally. So if you look, for example, at the amount of propane that the U.S. is able to export, we've almost quintupled the amount of propane we're exporting. And the only limit to that really is infrastructure. We don't have enough export ports yet. So we're of course, as I'm sure you're aware of, we're building massive new natural gas export facilities. They're going to be coming online in 2015.
And that's why they want to have a soft war with Russia to cut off their pipelines, and then the globalists through the U.S. can resupply Europe.
Well, listen, I don't know all the different reasons, but I can tell you this, that the willingness and ability of us to become a exporter of energy could be an enormous change politically in the world that would allow us to stop military backing of so many regimes around the world where we've been told it's necessary for energy reasons.
But that's if the elite are moral. Here's the issue: they're putting.
I know they're not. I understand all that, but Alex, the fact is, if America begins to export 500 billion or so of energy every year, which I think is a reasonable target for say 2017, 2018. It is going to improve the competitive standing of America in the world.
So it's key to promote the oil and gas renaissance. I totally agree with you. And I know a lot of elites want that. The problem is Obama and the Cloward and Piven crowd, as you know, are killing the pipeline out of Canada, Keystone.
Listen, that there's lots of reasons for those things. But let me just argue back about one point when it comes to this, okay? Because for the last 15 years, I had to live with the nonsense crap about peak oil being shoved down my throat by all the elites.
Total crap.
It was the elites who used that lie to go to war in Iraq. It was the elites who used that nonsense to justify